Of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's visit to the United Arab Emirates, where he is taking part in the World Government Conference being held in Dubai. Now, on the sidelines of the event, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi held talks with Tunisia's Prime Minister over several issues, including means of boosting bilateral ties, as well as expanding cooperation in various fields. He also said Cairo backs the development and reforms by Tunisia's president and expressed his readiness to transfer Egyptian expertise in implementing any development projects, as well as economic and administrative reforms to our brothers in Tunisia. The two sides also discussed regional issues of mutual concern and agreed on intensifying coordination in the upcoming period. Also, in the United Arab Emirates, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi held talks with the president of the Islamic Bank for Development Group. Presidential spokesperson Councillor Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting discussed cooperation in several development fields of priority for Egypt, both on social and economic levels. He also said they discussed the bank's role as a development partner in Egypt, as well as the Egyptian economy's resilience amid the global economic crisis, as well as means of increasing foreign direct investments in the country. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by Dr. Mustafa Tamam, the political analyst. Dr. Mustafa, very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Mustafa. And let's talk a bit about the latest visit by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to Dubai. How do you see the significance of the World Government Summit that is being held in the UAE, sir?
Well, this is a very important summit, especially now that we see a lot of turbulence worldwide in the economic and the political scene.
Yes.
And certainly the cooperation and the unity of the Arab countries is essential now to overcome any difficulties that might be encountered by any of our Arab countries. So certainly the initiative is to enhance cooperation and to see what can be done in order to eliminate any difficulties that might take place in order to reinforce this cooperation.
Yes, indeed. Doctor, how do you see, the importance of such an event in light of the global challenges and the need to collaborate and cooperate between different Arab governments and international governments as well during this critical time in the global fields?
Certainly, the cooperation between Arab countries is vital and essential now. It's a must. It's not something that we can wait for. Because certainly, as you see, the situation is dramatically deteriorating worldwide in the economic and the political scene. And certainly, the cooperation between Arab countries will maintain very important issues that will not be that Arab countries will not be depending on a certain country or certain continent.
Yes.
And I can give an example. You see, Europe suffered a lot because when the gas was closed from the Russian side, Europe suffered dramatically. And certainly having several alternatives for all our economic cooperation is vital in these situations now.
Indeed. Right. Dr. Mustafa, aside from, economic coordination, what impact do you see would result as a coordination amongst different governments in other issues, aside from the economy, like security, stability, and other issues of concern to different nations?
Certainly, the political side is very, very important. And certainly, as we see, there are a lot of turbulence in some of our countries here around, in Yemen, in Syria, in Libya. So, and Egypt is putting a lot of emphasis in order to get political stability in the area. Lately, we had a lot of efforts done by the Egyptian government and the president in the Palestinian issue. You see, because now the situation in Palestine is deteriorating dramatically, and this certainly affects the stability of the region itself. And certainly, it will be very important that we have stability, political stability in the region, and trying to see a solution for to end this conflict between the Arabs and the Israelis.
Yes, indeed. Dr. Mustafa, what outcomes or recommendations do you expect to come out from such a meeting that is being held now in the United Arab Emirates?
Certainly, there will be recommendations related to economic cooperation, which will be vital now in various aspects. So this is number one. Number two, certainly, there will be a strategy for a political scene that will take place between Arab countries in order to overcome any difficulties worldwide.
Indeed. Right, Dr. Mustafa, another important issue that is taking place as we speak, and we've seen many meetings by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi with his Arab brothers and counterparts, and the President thanked the Arab leaders for their support and their supporting of Egypt, especially around the June 30th 2013 revolution. How do you elaborate on this and the relations between Egypt and Arab nations?
Certainly, the President is exerting a lot of efforts in order to eliminate any obstacles or any misunderstandings between Arab countries. We cannot afford any problems now in this time, you see, because we have a critical situation now, and the unity of Arab countries is very important. I'll give you an example that the unity of Arab countries have been very effective. During the October War, when we had the unity between all Arab countries, we were able to succeed and have a victory again in the war, in the 1973 war. This was due to the cooperation between the Arab oil-rich states and a lot of other Arab countries that cooperated in the military scene. Without this cooperation, probably we wouldn't have been able to reach the success we reached in the October War. And this is an example that gives the evidence that cooperation is essential now.
Yes, indeed. Now, in light, of course, of the global challenges and the latest developments with the Ukrainian-Russian war, there are many fields that are drawing attention of ruling governments and their need to coordinate and collaborate in, one of which is the issue of food security, as this has become a major concern to almost every single government worldwide. How do you see collaboration in this regard, Dr. Mustafa?
I'll tell you, this is a very important point, and the Purple State now has been emphasizing a lot of efforts and putting a lot of efforts in this respect. And lately, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi opened a city for which provides a lot of food, basic food products, and there will be a strategy also to depend on the local market in order to produce oil. You see, because there's a shortage in this respect, and the prices went up dramatically. On the other side, certainly, if we take it on the Arab arena, we can see that Sudan has a lot of agricultural land that could be used in order to probably to feed the Arab countries as well. Certainly, cooperation between Arab countries, we have the manpower, we have the human resources, and they have the land. With this cooperation between these two countries, we could have a sufficiency in the food and agricultural arena.
Right, indeed. Now we've seen another example of, government's keenness and willingness to collaborate with each other, and we've seen President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi with the Tunisian foreign minister expressing readiness to transfer Egyptian expertise in implementing projects and economic administrative reforms to Tunisia. How do you see this, Dr. Mustafa, and how important is it for governments to benefit from each other, in their strong points and learn from each other's weaknesses?
Well, certainly, the major issue will be here is the transfer of technology to countries that will be in need of that. And Egypt certainly has a lot of expertise in the agricultural scene and in the industrial scene and in the oil sector scene also. So the energy scene specifically. So certainly, by transferring our technology and our know-how, the upgrading of human resources in the Arab country is vital in order to reach the economic cooperation.
Indeed. Dr. Mustafa, what are the areas of strong collaboration that Egypt can contribute when it comes to transferring of Egyptian expertise to other neighboring countries?
This can be emphasized in the arena of agriculture and in the industrial sector also, and in the oil and gas sector. Certainly the energy sector is very, very important now, and Egypt has a lot of experience in this field. So probably we can transfer this technology and provide assistance to Arab countries which will be in need of that.
Doctor, let's talk a bit about some of the challenges, in your opinion, that face the ruling governments taking part in this event. What common challenges or threats do you see as taking priority with global governments nowadays?
Well, the first obstacle probably is the bureaucracy, government bureaucracy. Secondly is the upgrading of human resources. Some countries do not have the adequate manpower in order to erect and start up these projects. And as I mentioned just now, that we can cooperate in this area by providing the expertise and technical assistance to a lot of countries that will be in need in that.
Indeed. Right. Dr. Mustafa, you know, a lot of nations and governments worldwide have struggled from other issues aside from the economy. We've seen issues of illegal migration, you know, with all the issues and wars and conflicts taking part in many parts of the globe. We've seen a lot of shifting of people and citizens from country to country illegally or illegal migration. How do you see collaboration amongst governments dealing with such an important detrimental phenomenon currently?
Well, actually, Egypt is exerting a lot of great effort in order to minimize this part, you see, the illegal immigration. Because it causes a lot of probably problems, not only for Egypt, but for the other countries which are receive these guys. Because they don't have probably the facilities in order to receive them, and this might cause probably problem. This really is due to that the fact that the countries that have these immigrants which leave, they do not give a lot of chances and opportunities for these people to live and work.
Yes.
So by cooperation between Arab countries, certainly we could eliminate or reduce this factor and reduce the number of immigrants which are trying to leave their countries and go elsewhere.
Yes, indeed. Finally, Dr. Mustafa, how do you see collaboration between different countries and governments worldwide when it comes to humanitarian issues? For example, we've seen a very recent example with the earthquake, the devastating earthquake that struck Turkey and Syria. We've seen countries from all around the region and all around the world stepping up and offering assistance, etc. How important is it during such time of humanitarian crises, is it for governments to coordinate and help each other out?
Well, actually, this is not the first time Egypt provides assistance to countries which suffer from disasters.
Yes.
In the past, we had a lot of, Egypt has provided Lebanon with a lot of assistance when they had the problems there, as well as also in Libya. We had Egypt provides a lot of assistance to the Libyans there when they had a crisis. This is not the first time, and this is something usual that the government and the president takes. They take support for countries suffer from disasters.
Indeed, right. Dr. Mustafa Tamam, our political analyst and our guest, thank you very much, sir, for joining us and for your time here on Now TV International. And earlier on Monday, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, during his address, said solutions to problems need continuous work as well as patience and sacrifices. This was during his address of the World Government Summit being held in Dubai. President el-Sisi also extended thanks to Arab leaders for supporting Egypt, saying that Egypt kicked off successful initiatives to solve chronic problems through the support of the fellow Arab nations. Also, he cited examples of Arab support, where he said that the UAE offered substantial help to Egypt to bypass the oil shortages that were experienced prior to the June 30th revolution. Also, the head of state reiterated that the new administrative capital is amongst 24 smart cities that are being established in Egypt currently. And that's all the latest updates we have for you in our special coverage here of the summit, the government's summit being held in the UAE. But do stay tuned as we continue throughout the day, more coverage. My name is Angie Meher. Many thanks for watching.